Well, Bruce, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here today. I'm a massive fan of your work and the iconic career that you've built for yourself. And so you've been a huge part of the entertainment and business landscape with your voice instantly recognizable to a lot of people around the world. So that's only something that I can dream of. So look, today I'd like to focus on how you've actually managed a successful and long career in the entertainment industry. Does that sound good?
Yes, whatever you would like, and a pleasure to be on your show, Rena.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, look, to give you a bit of context around why I'm asking certain questions. So I'm a professional singer myself. So I have trained in opera and jazz, but now I'm very privileged to be able to travel the world to sing for like celebrity events, to sing on luxury cruise ships. So the purpose of this interview is to really understand, well, how have you built such a great career and how can I do that? So So let's start with what has been the most surprising lesson or skill that you've picked up throughout your career that you think has helped you stand out in such a competitive industry?
You know, one of the key things is consistency. Consistency is key. And what I try to do is, as best I can, is maintain the passion level for what I do. Because the
Mm,
passion level, will carry you through the ups and downs of business, the ups and downs of life. Not everything is always going to go perfectly. Not everything's going to go the way you want it. You'll have those times when it'll just be smooth sailing all the time. But, at some point, you're going to get knocked down on the canvas in one way, shape, or other. Whether you're just going for it to attain something for yourself new, or whether you're in an established position, wanting to maintain. And I have said before that, the way up to where you want to get, yes, there's difficult roads, but really the hard part is maintaining it once you get there,
mm,
using all the same principles.
yeah.
So consistency, knowledge, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, writing everything down, and just management, proper management, not just of yourself, but of the people around you that work for you. And don't be afraid to ask for the job, to ask for the sale. Don't wait for people to come to you, and they
Mm,
will. If you want something, in your case as a singer, you want to go play somewhere, you want to appear somewhere, well, you got to let them know you want to,
mm.
or whoever's representing you, let them know that you want to.
Yeah. So obviously over the past few decades, the entertainment industry has shape-shifted a lot. So with your career spanning over several decades, how have you specifically seen the entertainment industry change, especially when it comes to live events and how audience tend to interact with them?
It's changed in respect to social media has changed everything,
Mm,
right? Otherwise, really, a live event to me is pretty much still the same experience. You're buying a ticket, you're going, you're seeing a live performance. Barring how much they've uh, like changed their setting or the show that they're giving. I mean, you're still seeing a live performance,
mm,
and there's really not much to change that except for the technical aspects of that performance. Through technology that can enhance their performance that you're watching, right? I hope I'm answering your question correctly because live is live, you know, but a lot of
mm.
change in movies because they're always now it's like CGI and uh, uh, heroes, what am I looking for? Superheroes and all that, which we all love. But I mean, the idea of an actual script, there's very few like really scripted, finely written films now where you're dealing with characters and all. That's what I love. And I miss
Mm.
that a lot, even though there's still some great ones that come out.
So, stemming from your comment around social media, obviously that's now a big part of any industry, really. So then how do you see these platforms further shaping the future of the entertainment industry?
Well, one thing social media has offered everybody a chance to is direct marketing, right? And that's very important too. So, um, to be able to, if you have a downline, or that's a term for uh, multi-level marketing or uh, that kind of marketing, but if you have direct marketing, but if you have a fan base, right, you got a following, that's your direct fan base. We used to cry for that in business. If you could sell to somebody that truly wants your product, which is somebody that follows you, then cater to it and bill with them, and bring in other people as a result. try to build your social media following and your fan base so you can market directly to it. Not just taking ads out in papers and hopefully somebody sees it and all that. You can waste a lot of money with that kind of advertising. The world
Mm,
today offers us a chance for direct marketing better than ever, which depending on your product that you're selling, you can attain leads for that. I mean, there's many, many different ways to go. So no matter what your product, whether it's you as a singer or you're selling a product, ABC or whatever, um, it's all about marketing. You know, you can have a diamond in your hand and a piece of coal. And I've been known to say this before, but if you don't market that diamond correctly, it's going to look like coal. If you market that piece of coal correctly, it looks like a diamond. And people
mm,
start buying the piece of coal when they should be buying the diamond.
mm.
So
So then,
marketing and
mm.
distribution, very key.
So then for the, for the artists or even for like the entrepreneurs who are more so in like that startup, who are trying to market themselves, who are trying to grow their own brand, I guess how have you been so successful in really creating a massive individual brand for yourself and then being able to market that?
Well, one thing that has helped me is that I've sided myself with what was not the biggest fighting event in the world, but was I destined to be, in my opinion, was the UFC. So you work from a base, and my base for myself is the Octagon, right? I built everything out of that. And I've also sided myself with an organization that has become hugely popular worldwide. And as a result, I get to use that to my advantage, being what people say one of the three most recognized faces outside of a fighter in the UFC. So thank you to the UFC and to all the other events I've announced, whether it's F1 or NFL football games. I can go on and on and on. But every time you side yourself with something, with an event or someone that has a large level of fandom, then you can also reap the rewards of that itself.
Mm. So then would you agree that aside from the talent or the skill itself, that marketing would probably be the number one skill that anyone should actually really focus on to essentially master? Because like at the end of the day, it's like, someone can be, example, say like a fantastic singer, but if they aren't able to brand and market themselves, well then they have a product which no one is aware of, essentially.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying, and that's where your manager or your agent, manager usually, comes in. You're the
Mm,
talent. In the case of talent, there's very few people with talent that can do in front of the camera and behind the camera,
mm,
right? I always wanted to be. I was good behind the camera in respect to running the businesses. I learned to be good. Again, we all have to start somewhere. Um, and then at least I know that when I'm in front and what I do now, I can handle the back end. I've managed my brother, Michael Buffer, the legendary Let's Get Ready to Rumble announcer, for over 30 years. So I cut my teeth on a lot of things that I learned through application managing him that I've been
mm,
able to apply to my own career, even though I
mm.
have people I work with, so I can manage myself properly.
So then what were some of the key things which you learned for your own career by actually managing your brother Michael?
Consistency, follow up, right? Don't leave any stone unturned.
Mm,
Okay. Develop a callback system. If you get said no to today, that no could become a yes tomorrow.
yeah.
Don't get or feel rejection by the number of no's you get, because was a well-known motivational guy named Zig Ziglar, and he had one quote that I always liked. I'm not a real reader of motivational books and stuff, but this one quote I liked, it's you get 10 no's to get a yes. So
Mm,
wake up every day if you're selling and look forward to getting that no. It's just going to bring you closer to the yes.
mm,
And don't go, oh, they said no, and feel rejected and slow down the process. It's all part of the process.
mm. So now what I'd like to touch on is, of course, like the power of networking, because obviously in this business, most of the time it's who you know, not what you know. So I know for myself, I'm very fortunate. I actually just finished off coming off a tour for Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, in which like I've opened for them like 3 times now because of the relationship that I've built with them. So I guess what I want to understand from your experience is, how do you continue to expand your network in order to get further opportunities?
When I'm at events or people contact me, I didn't have email 25 years ago or 20 years ago. I get fax machines.
Mm,
The modern technology, what we have, allows us to uh, do things a lot quicker. So email, follow up with every email, create a callback system for yourself to, again, follow up on that email, shake hands, take names, um, practice getting your point across again, like I said, in the first 20 seconds. Don't
mm,
be long-winded about it and bore somebody to death. Not that you're boring, don't get me wrong, but people are only going to listen for so long. And if you really
yeah.
and make eye contact, always make eye
Mm,
contact. And if people are not interested in your product, then recognize that, let it go, move
mm,
on. But it's a numbers game. Life is a numbers game. As we say in telemarketing, keep dialing those numbers. And when you find something or someone rather that you work really well with, then nourish it, develop the
mm.
relationship.
Okay. So then from your perspective, and like I'm going to pivot this now. So from your perspective, what makes a performer truly memorable, whether it's in a fight or perhaps even a concert or any other form of entertainment medium?
Well, it's the effect you have on that person. Obviously, if you sing well
Mm,
and your songs are wonderful, then they're going to be taken with them. Then they're going to want to
mm.
buy your whatever it is these days, CD, album, whatever, whatever, download, whatever the thing is. Um, I don't pretend to really know everything about the music industry because it's ever changing,
Mhm.
but it's about being the best performer that you can be, right?
Yeah.
And if you show your passion on stage and you're good at what you do, you're going to make an impression. So that few hundred or few thousand or more people in that audience that you're performing to, they're going to remember you.
Mm,
And at the same time for you, when you're there, you should be selling your songs or whatever out when people leave, because it's a how to say it? People are reactionary, right? You got them there, they're going to want it right there. Okay, it's like when I do a seminar, people want to take a video with me. I want to offer it to them there, not like think about it and get a hold of me in 3 months. Okay, they're gonna if they really want it, they're gonna get it there, or they're
mm,
never gonna get it, right?
mm.
A few might slide through. So take advantage of the situation of your captive audience at hand. Market yourself. And if you
Yeah.
ever get an email from anybody, a fan, keep a whole file of those emails so you can send out mass emails to the people, again, that are interested in what you have to offer.
Again, it all comes back to the power of marketing, which unfortunately I think a lot of people in the entertainment industry tend to neglect instead of further trying to hone that particular skill. But look, let's end on a more general note, right? So for artists, entrepreneurs, speakers, whoever who want to take their career to the next level, what did you do to take your career to the next level, and how can we actually learn from that?
You know, I took advantage of every situation that I saw possible. If I saw something that I could go for to not just be the known as the Octagon announcer, but to at the same time to show that I could be an announcer or a host, entertainer in another event, I took advantage of it. And that's
Mm,
why I do all the other events that I do. So I'm not just a sports announcer. I like to call myself a sports and entertainment announcer. I'm also a motivator. So I like telling my story, like, like you've seen at JT Fox's seminars.
mm,
Um, just realize if you can expand your brand and keep your brand consistent, right? If I do something else, it's Bruce Buffer, right? Just keep your brand consistent, but go for the other opportunities. But again, be careful because you don't want to do too many things at once where you do them half-assed, if I may say that.
yeah.
Pardon me. You want to give it 100% of your efforts, so you can expect 100% of your efforts in a return. But it's like a poker game. Realize when it's time to keep playing and when it's time to get up and find another game, if that's the
I
case.
love it, Bruce. Love it, Bruce. Love it. Well, look, thank you so much for your time as well as your wisdom and expertise. It's been a fantastic interview. And look, I give you all the best, and I will continue to be a lifelong fan of yours.
Thank you. I appreciate that. One thing I spent a lot of time building is my business I'm working on is my audio and video business. Where I do birth of babies, I do weddings, I do birthdays, I do all that. It sounds really small, but it's actually become a big business. And do I love it? Yeah, I love it for two reasons. I'm making people happy, and sure, I'm making some money, you know? That's my
Mhm.
privilege. Like it's anybody's privilege. You should be rewarded for your efforts, but I enjoy making people happy. It's something that's innate inside me.
Yeah, love it,
And
Bruce.
I
Love
do
it.
all that through my website, brucebuffer.com. You know, just have a website. It should offer everything, but design that website properly so they know exactly what you're offering them when it comes to the website, right? Don't get too
Yep.
busy. Remember, keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah, well, love it, Bruce. Thank you so much again for your time, and hope to interview again in future. Thank you, mate.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. You take care, and I wish you all the best, Serena.
See you later.
I like
Thanks,
your
Bruce.
background.